Hello, my name is Bishop James B. Walker. I'm the presiding bishop of the 7th Episcopal District in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. My meditation is on Luke chapter 15, verse 20, section B. It reads like this: While his son was yet a great way off, his father saw him, had compassion on him, ran to him, and kissed him. I'd like for us to think about this text in a different way, because I do not believe that Luke is trying to fix a broken son in chapter 15. But I do believe he's trying to help us fix a broken world. Our world is broken because relationships in our homes, in our churches, in our communities, those relationships are broken. If we focus on the son, we miss it. For example, asking for his inheritance, that's not a sin. Going into a far country is not a sin. Desiring the husk that the pigs ate, well, that's not a sin as long as you don't eat the pigs. And riotous living. There is sinfulness implied in riotous living, but the specific sins come from the mouth of the elder son. And I'd like for us to think about that elder son for a moment in a different kind of way, because actually he is a mirror image of the younger son. It's the younger son who says, I'll ask my father to make me as one of my hired servants. If you listen at the conversation between the father and the elder son, you will hear the elder son basically saying, for all of these years, I have served you. And he's really implying, I have worked like a hired servant. The two, their brokenness is merged in the text. And I'd like for you to think about them in that light. Now, how does Luke help us to deal with the brokenness? Well, first, there is the acknowledgement from the younger son that basically says, Father, I have sinned against heaven and I have sinned against you. And the real sin in the text is not the breaking of the 2 tablets of Moses, but it is the breaking of the father's heart. How do you mend broken relationships? You have to be like the shepherd who goes out after a lost lamb, and when he finds it, throws it over his shoulder. And he says, basically, even though I could drive you or guide you home, I'm going to do the walking for you to make sure you get there. How do we heal broken relationships? We're like the woman in the text who loses a coin in her house. There is no need for her to rush to find this coin because she has the benefit of the familiar. However, because it's lost, she acts with a sense of urgency and a sense of immediacy. Throws everybody out of the house, lights her candles, turns the furniture upside down, and does what's necessary to find that lost coin. How does the father behave in this text to restore broken relationships? The father says, I will run to my son. Think about that for a moment. When you come home as mom or dad, who does the running? Is it you or is it your child? Right. Thank you for asking that question. It's the child who runs to you. In Greek society and in Jewish society, typically the man would not run. It would be the son. It would be a child. It would be every now and then a young man and every now and then a woman. But typically, a man would not run. The father breaks with conventions because in order to restore his son, he becomes like a son. Whoa, that is big. As we go through this Lenten season, it's up to us to really be about the business of investing in broken relationships in our community. Investing in persons who are unchurched. Investing in discipling relationships and going deep with people for Jesus Christ. I thank you for listening to this meditation. I hope it has been a blessing to you, and I pray for you as I sit in front of the wall of my relationships, those who have kept me from being broken. God bless you and keep you. Thank you.